We met before you met Susan, actually. And
Correct.
I didn't know this until I did read a little this week about her. I think she was valedictorian of her high school. I didn't know that she was this structured, incredibly organized person who had no experience or history with any kind of addiction or anything like this.
No.
And I also didn't know
Thank
she
God.
turned you down twice.
I know.
And I guess if I had one question to ask about her, it was, what does she see in you? No. What were you drawn to about her? Because so many of your choices previous to her were not self-empowering.
100%.
They were self-destructive.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to my shrink on the ride down here today, and as usual, the topic of the day is the topic it always is, which is we don't really know what we're doing when we're doing it. And if we get comfortable with that, then we're going to be less shocked by the awful results.
Yeah.
You know, so here's all I'll say. You want to talk about validation and mentors and people who have been with me at critical times. I mentioned some male directors. All of them together could not hold a candle to the power of partnership when you find somebody who, without meaning to, you just kind of get each other, and then you cash in all your chips and you say, we're going to do this difficult thing, which is called relationship building and being in the same industry and all that stuff. But it's this thing of, it's the greatest mystery in life, you know? And I've had previous administrations, and between the two of us, there's been this creative engine of dialogue and discussion, and for me, just self-betterment. Because she's the only person in my entire life and career who I can nail it on a take. And I look over at the monitor and she's there just like, you had come, take your gum out, or whatever, you know. It's not that she doesn't give me validation, it's that she does not do what everyone else has always done, which is thought. I need to be taken care of, I need to be validated, I need to be compensated for, I need to this and that. She
doesn't treat you like a child.
Correct. And unless I'm acting like one.
I just get the sense that when you found her, you found something that for the first time was worth more than all of you. Early in this conversation, you described how sexy it was to go to the dark side.
Oh, yeah.
And I think she was probably, if I'm projecting, but I'm asking you if this is true.
Also sexy.
Also very sexy, but the first person that could overwhelm that sexy darkness. And like, is it valid to say that she kind of saved your life in some ways?
Well, here's the great thing. Really, any great partner holds their space and lets you fish yourself out of the chasm with a kind of benevolent neglect, which is saying, I can't do this work for you because it doesn't work if I take credit for it. Now, you might be right. I might have been dead as a doornail in Ojai if I hadn't met her, who knows? But again, what's really cool to me, and I strive to be this in my work, in my personal life, I try to be this as a dad. Without being rigid, I try to just hold my space so that it's something that is consistent enough for someone else to rely on and have a deep, abiding trust in. If I'm completely trustworthy, if my word is bond, and if I suit up and show up no matter what, and you can count on me, that gives the other so much freedom because they're not having to entangle with my inconsistency or my neurosis or my need, you know?
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say. This is it, dude. This is definitive. If anything, movies saved my life because she saw me in Weird Science. And at the time, I had a space between my teeth, and she had a space between her teeth. We wound up both getting them filled in because that's just what you did in the late 80s. But she looked at me in Weird Science. Her first thought of me was like, oh my God, he's like me. He has a space between his teeth. It's okay that I have a space between my teeth.
Really?
Yes.
When she was what, 13 or something?
Yes, which is just the greatest.
Hey folks, thanks for watching. If you like what you just saw, then why not subscribe? Click right here for lots more off camera. And if you want to see the hour-long version of these conversations, I'm going to give you the secret link. Here it is, offcamera.com. Check it out.